Hello there, this is Mr. D. This is my next section of stage 7. This is preparedness of the church. Let me take us to that page. Okay. As you can see, we're in the disaster ministry. We're going to go to stage 7, introduction to disaster preparedness. And I'm going to take you down to the bottom of the screen to church preparedness. Okay. Oh, we don't want to do that. That's not where we're going. We're going to go to here. Yes, to here, to church preparedness. All right. The Seventh-day Adventist churches must plan through a local ACSDR program to become a part of this ministry. I know a lot of churches do not participate in Dorcas and disaster programs, but I know the food banks are, but other churches are not. That is a positive thing for our church to be in. The unprepared church will miss valuable opportunities to minister while attempting to react to a disaster in their community. By planning before a disaster occurs, each church can be prepared to minister fully in a time of crisis. The church disaster plan. Facility safety check. Make sure everything is appropriate and in the right place during a disaster. Make sure it can't explode, gas, that kind of stuff would be good to know. Facility evacuation plan. What are you going to do to get out of there? A local disaster response coordinator must be elected by the church membership. The local DRC should complete an ACSDR training before giving general directions regarding preparedness, organization, training, response, and activity. The local DRC should assist in developing a local church disaster preparedness committee, prepare the church's members to care for themselves, to care for their church members and facilities, minister to other survivors, and develop a business card-sized local information card that we can carry with us all the time in case something happens to us. Those are really good too. Develop a plan for the evacuation of members, which include instructions for caring for the person with special needs and all the contact information needed to find each other after the disaster. Work with the church, the ACSDR leaders, in formulating a plan which could include participating in the ministry, such as receiving, sorting, and distributing food, clothing, and bedding, and cleaning up and household supplies, which we know we've seen a lot lately over in Africa and what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. And what happened during COVID, I mean, there was a lot of needs for all kinds of ministry of supplies and stuff. Information staging area for volunteers or work units, feeding, sheltering, functioning as a communication center, identifying members who can offer bilingual interpretation to assist with those who have language or literacy limitation. So I don't think about that. Knowing English in an English country, I don't think about what about the people that speak other languages? How will they communicate? So having someone who knows both languages is really good and helpful. Providing companionship to fellow church members who have been displaced, providing food, housing, communication, and other needs for out-of-town volunteers who come to help the disaster area, providing other services needed locally. Seventh-day Adventists work cooperatively and not competitively with each other's group responding to the disaster. A church should make advance arrangements should they wish to offer facilities during the first day of an emergency to survivors and other disaster agencies. Churches should seek service and assistance from the conference ACS Disaster Response Coordinator directly. That's for this section, which has to do with church preparedness. Doesn't seem to be much, but there is a lot there. A lot of things we should be doing that has nothing to do with disaster, just being an outreach of the ministry to the people in the neighborhood. Because we have our own catastrophes, our own people going without food, and all the people without homes and the homeless. That's a disaster, poverty. So we need to consider all of these as a church and what we can do. So that's the end of this stage. Now we'll start the next section coming up. And that will be, I believe, has something to do with ACS. We'll find out. So let's close this section and go on to the next. You take care. I'll see you there. Bye.